Arsenal, inevitable. They're never going to win all, you know. Chelsea, even at our worst, you just never know. The time has come. It is cup final time, and I don't think anyone in this entire world predicted Chelsea making it all the way to the final. But we're here. We are here. And all those people that were predicting that we wouldn't make it to the final are also predicting that we won't have a chance in this final. Chelsea face Paris Saint-Germain in New York at MetLife Stadium in the Club World Cup final. And it's divided. It's divided. Not too evenly, I must say. It's a majority are saying that Chelsea don't stand a chance. Before we begin, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel, of which, of course, I will be live for the Club World Cup final. I will also be live for a pre-show around an hour and a half before kickoff or so. So do join me for both of those. Yeah. It's going to be a tricky one. It's going to be a tough game, to say the least. But listen, I think people forget. I think people forget. It doesn't matter who plays for Chelsea. It doesn't matter the team that we have. It doesn't matter the players that we have. It doesn't matter the manager that we have. Chelsea Football Club always find a way. I'm not necessarily saying we're going to win. But if we do, don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. Don't be, thinking, have they done that? We've done it all. We've won it all. We've won everything. This would be the cherry on the already perfectly baked cake. Icing, sprinkles, you name it. We've got it all. This would be a trophy we've already won, but to have won it in its inaugural, new format, World Cup format, against a team like PSG, it would just be chef's kiss. Now, I'm under no illusion that this is going to be a tough game. I'm under no illusion that this isn't going to be an absolute painstakingly tough game. I don't predict that we're going to walk through them. I don't think anyone sees it going like that. I think it is going to be a typical Chelsea if we win. It'll be a typical Chelsea hard-fought win. These players, this team, this manager has been been through a lot in the last year or so, and even whilst being at the Club World Cup, the heat they've had to adapt. It's been a month. They've gotten used to it. They've found their stride. We have a bit of a blip against Flamengo, but since then it's been pretty plain sailing. Regardless, I'm confident that Chelsea can do better than Real Madrid, than Bayern Munich, than Atletico Madrid, than Inter Milan in the Champions League final. I don't see this being a battering. I see it being a lot tighter than people make out. I see this being, honestly, harder for Paris Saint-Germain. I see this being a game where perhaps the players will be underestimating their opponent. There's no doubting they are an incredible side these days, but I think people are giving them too much credit so quickly. I know they're incredible. We all know how good they are, So at the same time, this Chelsea side, we're on the up and up. There's a lot to play for. There's a lot to try and win here. There's a lot to try and unpackage. And with virtually everyone back and fit and ready to go, Romeo Lavia's back in the squads. Reece James is 100% fit. Levi Colwill and Liam Delap both return from suspension. Everyone's available. Let us go through the predicted 11. And you'll note that I am very calm right now. Very calm, cool, collected. I think it is the calm before the storm. I'm trying to retain as much energy, as much enthusiasm as one possibly can before we face PSG in the final tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this. Sanchez in goal, I think, is probably one of the easiest choices for the game. Then we get immediately a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky, to say the least. I mean, left back, it can only be Cucurella. I think that's a pretty foregone conclusion. I also think I'm unsure if James is going to start, you know. I really am unsure. I'm going to go with James. I am going to go with James, just because there's been a lot of focus on him in training. There's been a lot of focus in the media and everything. I know that doesn't always mean that he's going to start, but I just wouldn't be surprised. Captain, he needs to start making a claim for regular, starts. And if he's not playing in this final, arguably one of the biggest finals in Chelsea's history in recent years, right? Since the Champions League final, this is easily the biggest final we've had. So if James isn't starting, I don't know what kind of message that sends. Do you know what I'm saying? In defense, it's a tricky one because Colwill, it would seem, is seen as an instant starter, but Tosin and Chalobah have been fantastic together. Really, really good. I am going to go with Colwill purely just because Colwill is Colwill, and I think Enzo just likes Colwill playing as our centre-back regularly. And so that means one of two have to get dropped. I'm going to go with Tosin Adarabioyo as the starter. I think Tosin has been fantastic this tournament. I think Chalobah has done too, but I just think Tosin, Tosin might be one of the best signings for the value that we paid, which was a big fat zero. I think Tosin may go down as one of the best signings for the value that we've paid in quite some time. Not the best, but in relative speaking of the value that we paid, unbelievable. He does such a good job. Very strong, underrated, I would argue. Doesn't get the plaudits he deserves. But that's my back four. And arguably the strongest back four that we have. Of course, people are going to be like, what about Wesley Fofana? He's never fit. He's never fit. He does not, even when he's fit, he doesn't get into my starting 11 because he just doesn't play. He's a very good player, don't get me wrong, but he's just, you can't rely on him. And I was at a point where like that with James, might I add. So that's not just an agenda against Fofana. I said the same thing about James, but now he's getting more and more fit. When the time comes, if the time comes for Fofana, I will hold my hands up. In midfield, fairly obvious, Enzo and Caicedo. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. We are now without Noni Madueke, who is now soon to be an official Arsenal football player. To the surprise of absolutely no one, once the news came out that he was even linked with the club, I think everyone knew what was going to happen there. So, listen, whilst I think Nkunku has served a job, served a purpose in this tournament, I don't think he's going to start. You know. I tell you who is definitely going to start. It's Pedro Neto. He has been insane. He has been a very good player for us. He's arguably the best player for us. He's arguably the player of the tournament for any club. You know. Cole Palmer, I think, is going to operate on that left-hand side. We've seen him do that a couple of times. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think that is going to be the case. And then I did say Nkunku wouldn't start, and that is because Liam Delap has to start. We need an out-and-out striker. And the person I'm going to go behind is Joao Pedro. I'm going to go with Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro has to start. Liam Delap has to start, but Joao Pedro has to start. He has been influential. He has been incredible. He has been all the I words that you can think of in a positive way. Joao Pedro, he's inevitable, I would even say. He's just been fantastic. So there is my start, my predicted 11. I don't think that's the 11 we're going to go with. I think we might see some different choices. I could still see Nkunku start. I could see Gusto start over James. I think maybe even Chalobah gets in somehow. But this, for me, I would be confident that we could win the Club World Cup if we played this team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments with your starting 11. With that said, predictions for this game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a really tough game. It's gonna be a really tough game. And you go through their sort of their run, not even their run, but like their sort of like recent fixtures, shall we? 4-0 against Real Madrid is pretty fucking nuts. 2-0 against Bayern Munich is pretty nuts. I don't care about Inter Miami. Seattle Sounders 2-0. They lost to Botafogo. They beat Atletico Madrid 4-0. 5-0 in the Champions League final. We know the drill. We know it's going to be tough. We know we're conceding at least one goal. If we win with a clean sheet, I'll eat my fucking hat. I've got many hats I need to eat, I must admit. PSG have been unstoppable in knockout matches, winning their last five across all competitions by a combined score of 18-0. But it goes out the window. It doesn't matter because it's Chelsea Football Club. We don't make the rules. You know, well, we make the rules. We just sort of we don't abide by the rules. We don't abide by the laws of football in terms of what is and what should be and what's meant to be. Chelsea just kind of do their own thing. Some teams, you know, Arsenal, inevitable. They're never going to win fuck all, you know. Chelsea, even at our worst, you just never know. And by God, we are not at our worst at the moment. We are actually looking pretty fucking tasty these days. Predictions. I've got to predict a win. I have to. I can't, in good conscience, predict anything less. It can't end in a draw. I'm not predicting a loss. I'm going to go Chelsea win in extra time. I think it's going to be really fucking one-sided until the last minute and Chelsea somehow grasp onto something. And then in extra time, I think we nab it. I think we nab it in extra time. What a story it would be. You know, what a story it would be. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your dreams of what you think's going to happen. Oh, I hope we win. I really, truly hope we win. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully. And as always, it's 10 o'clock. Please do smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Tell me if you're scared. Tell me what's going through your mind right now because I really don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. All I know is I'm going to be drinking to soothe the pain or reward the enjoyment of winning, or to accompany the enjoyment of winning. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Harry Up the Chels. I'll see you tomorrow or today, whenever, or yesterday, whenever it was. And peace. Oh, dear.